When my name was Keoko, Chapter 6, Teiyu, 1941. Abuji and Sunhee spent hours studying kanji together. I sit with them sometimes, but I can't figure out why they think it's so interesting. Kanji is a complete bore. I do my best in school, but really I hate it. Not that I'm a bad student. I always know my lessons. Son of the elementary school vice principal, it would be shameful if I did poorly. But I've never been class leader either. Abuji doesn't scold me about my grades. When I was younger, I used to wonder about it, why he didn't get angry with me. Surely he felt angry. He was such a good scholar, just like his father. Both of them had been class leaders their whole lives. Whenever I show Abuji my marks, he always looks disappointed, but he never yells at me. Science and mathematics lessons aren't too bad, but we study those subjects for only a little while each day. Most of the time we study Japanese and more Japanese, and kanji is the worst of all. Each word is a separate character, and some characters look alike. A single brushstroke makes the difference between sky and big. Two characters close together often make a whole new word. Who thought up this stuff? They must have tried on purpose to make it confusing. I spend hours studying kanji, using the strokes and lines look like one big blur on the page. Sunhee actually likes kanji. When she first started school, she asked for my help, but pretty soon she got really good at it. Now she knows as many characters as I do. More, probably. We study every day after school. One day I throw my pencil down on the table. I can't stand it anymore, I say, gritting my teeth. I feel like shouting, but Omoni's in the kitchen. I don't want her to hear. What's the matter, Oppa? Sunhee asks. Kanji, 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 all day long. That's what's the matter. I'm sick and tired of staring at these stupid characters. She frowns. They're not stupid. I roll my eyes at her. You wouldn't understand. You're right, she says. I don't understand. I like studying kanji. What's there to like about it? I grumble. I don't mean it to be a real question, but she answers anyway. It's a story. Every character is like a story. A story? What are you talking about? A character can't be a story, not by itself. You have to have a whole bunch of them to make a story. The characters don't make the story, Oppa, she says. I do. Look. She writes down some characters, but first she sort of takes them apart so you can see how they were formed. I watched Abuji do this when the three of us studied together, but I haven't paid attention like she has. Then she points to the characters one by one. Mouth, she says. Gate. When you put them together, you get ask or a question, right? It's a guard at the palace gate. He's asking Sim Chun's poor blind father, you know, the part where he almost gets turned away, but she recognizes him just in time. Uncle has told us that fairy tale tons of times, but it's not like the gate is an important thing in the story. I don't know how she comes up with these ideas. The story helps me remember. She continues, look, here's another. Man, backpack. Man with backpack. Then you sort of square off all the lines to get heavy. This man's been on a long trip and his backpack is full of silk and jewels, lovely things for his family. I flap my hands at her impatiently. You think like that for every character, I say? That's crazy. You'll never remember them all. No, Oppa, it makes it easier to remember them. Shall I show you some more? No, thank you, I almost shouted. She looks hurt for a moment, then presses her lips tight shut. I sigh and go back to my own work, wishing for the 1000th time that kanji had never been invented. I study when I have to pass my classes. Then I slip out of our workplace, Uncle's and mine, under the eaves at the back of the house. A workbench and shelves for our tools. Ever since I was little, I've liked mechanical stuff, things that move. Uncle once made me a top. You spin it, then kept it going by whipping it with a string on a stick. My friends and I had contests to see who could keep their top going the longest. I was good at it. I won nearly every time. The trick was in the timing, whipping it at just the right moment to get it going really fast. That's what I like best, speed. The Japanese military have cars and motor scooters. Sometimes they stand by our front gate waiting. Sooner or later, a car or scooter drives past. First the sound from far away, then whoosh! My hair and clothes swish as it goes past. So fast. Someday I'll have a scooter of my own, and then a car. For now, I have a bicycle, or what will be my bicycle someday. Right now it's just part of an old bicycle that one of Uncle's friends threw away. It's in really bad shape, but only the frame and chain are worth saving. But everything else we can put together ourselves. Eventually, I mean. It'll take time to get everything we need. And I can't work on it as much as I want. Sometimes when I go out to the work area, myself or with my uncle, Abuji comes out too. He watches for a little while, not saying anything. Maybe he wants to help, but he isn't good with his hands, not like Uncle. And Abuji being there always makes me feel guilty, like I should be studying. Uncle feels it too. He always says we've done enough for today, and I have to go back inside. Still, I'm getting a lot done. I cleaned all the dust off the frame and repainted it. Then I made handlebars from the length of pipe, pedals from sheet metal, and a seat from a piece of wood. It took me a long time to whittle the wood into the right shape. Now I have to figure out how to pad the seat. Then the bike will be finished except for the tires. Uncle told me not to worry about the tires. He'd take care of them somehow. But that was over a month ago. He'd been working late at his printing job, so we've hardly had any chance to work on the bike together. I check the rubbish heaps in town every day, hoping someone might throw out an old tire, but I never see one. Amoni helps with the seat, a cloth cover and straw padding. The cover is sort of a drawstring bag. The string loosens as the bag fills over the seat and the straw, then pulls tight and ties underneath. I sit on the seat and jiggle around. The seat slides out of place a little, but stays inside the cover. One day just before dinner I am trying to study. Uncle shouts from outside, "Nephew, get out here, you lazy dog." Am I supposed to do all that work myself? I jump to my feet and rush to the door. Then I stop, halfway down the path. Uncle is coming through the gate. He's rolling one bicycle tire ahead of him, with a second around his neck like a giant rubber band. Uncle isn't tall like Abuji. He's short and sturdy. He looks so funny, that tire around his neck hanging way down past his waist. At first, I laugh at first. Then I let out a shout and run to meet him.